Welcome to Just Asia, AHRC TV's weekly human rights program. These are the headlines. Police arrest persons involved in raping and torturing teenager in Bangladesh. Police shooting kills indigenous Papuan in Indonesia. Dark side of lawyers' cartel exposed in case of Pakistani student Kadia Siddiqui. Photography training held for rights defenders in Nepal. 3 urgent appeals from Pakistan, India and Sri Lanka. Welcome to AHRC TV's Just Asia. I'm Annie Lin. This week, Just Asia begins with Bangladesh, where police have arrested several persons involved in the rape and torture of a teenager after pictures of the victim and her mother at hospital with shaved heads caused outrage. Tufan Sarkar, a unionist linked to the ruling Awami League party, has been charged with raping the 16-year-old at home on July 17th, where she was lured in pretense of signing some college applications. Sarkar's wife, Asha Khatun, is accused of dragging the teenager and her mother to their home, beating them and forcibly shaving their heads. Sarkar's sister-in-law, a councillor in Bogor City, has also been charged for allegedly abetting the assault by sending thugs to help beat the victims. On 4th August 2017, students and Papuan youth groups gathered in Paniai Regency, Papua, to commemorate the brutal shooting by Indonesian police of indigenous Papuans on August 1st. The students called on the government to investigate the case properly. The shooting in Paniai is the most recent human rights violation to occur in Papua under President Joko Widodo's administration. The Indonesian police shot dead 1 man and injured several other people during a clash sparked by construction workers' refusal to take a dying man to hospital. The refusal angered locals who gathered at the construction site to confront the workers after the patient passed away. Police, deployed to handle the incident, shot dead a 28-year-old man, Yulius Pigay. The shots also injured 7 more people, including 2 children who sustained minor injuries. 3 other people who were seriously injured have been flown to the neighboring district of Nabir for treatment. Papua police spokesman Ahmed Mustafa Kamal said locals had thrown rocks at members of the police mobile brigade and injured 11 of them, prompting police to fire warning shots. Previous cases of police violence against Papuans remain unaddressed, such as the shooting and murder against 5 students in Paniai Regency of October 2014. More recently, the torture of 15-year-old Albert Nawapi by Jaya Vijaya police officers also remains uninvestigated. The darker side of Pakistan's lawyers' cartel was exposed in the case of law student Kadia Siddiqui, who was stabbed 23 times by her class fellow Shah Hussain, the son of a senior Supreme Court lawyer. After this horrific attack, Kadia could not find a single lawyer to take up her case. Instead of assisting Kadia in obtaining justice against her assailant, senior Bar Association members harassed and threatened her to withdraw the case against their colleague's son. Kadia had to fight not only against the perpetrator, but also the hordes of lawyers up in arms against her for daring to take on the legal fraternity. The case was popularly referred to as Kadia versus the Bar Associations. Despite the odds, Kadia stood her ground and fought bravely for a year to get justice. Fortunately for Kadia, good sense prevailed and her assailant was sentenced to 7 years imprisonment. Most other Pakistani women are not so fortunate, however, such as 24-year-old Anam Ashraf, who suffered 2 attempts on her life by a thwarted suitor. After Anam refused advances of influential lawyer Imran Shahid, she was first shot by unknown attackers in January 2015, and then by Imran himself in September 2015, leaving her bedridden. Imran's clout made it impossible for Anam to engage any lawyer to represent her. Even after she requested the court to engage a public prosecutor to represent her, no prosecutor appeared on the hearing date. In a 1-month period, the court fixed 4 hearings, but Anam was without a lawyer on each hearing date. Pakistan's prestigious legal profession is being tarnished by a few lawyers using their clout to take care of their interests, disregarding norms and regulations. The last few years have seen a large number of complaints against lawyers, but few have been investigated. Moving to Nepal, A 3-day photography training was organized in Kathmandu for human rights defenders from 4th to 6th August 2017. Held at Siddhartha Cottage, 20 participants from various organizations, including the UNDO and the Asia Foundation, attended. Prominent photojournalist and instructor Dipendra Bhattacharya was the key trainer, while veteran photojournalist Man Ratna Bhattacharya was a guest speaker. Both of them represent the School of Creative Communication, an organization promoted by the experienced photographers to spread knowledge of photography across the country. The training was organized by the AHRC in association with Human Rights Film Center, as human rights defenders required taking photographs as evidence of events and incidents. This training was therefore organized with the objective of providing human rights defenders with photography skills to enhance their documentation of human rights abuses. Participants were taught practical tricks of photography as well as how to take better pictures with their mobile cameras. They were also made aware of the importance of using photographic evidence during human rights court cases. Finally, the Urgent Appeals Weekly features 3 cases from Pakistan, India and Sri Lanka. In Pakistan, security forces have increased the arrests of peasant leaders, human rights defenders and nationalists prior to August 14, when indigenous Sindhis are to observe a Black Day on Pakistan's Independence Day. It is feared that arrested and missing persons will be kept in military torture cells and will be subject to severe torture. In India, a Manipuri woman was found dead, hanging from the ceiling fan in the Andhra police station after her arrest. Such deaths are shockingly common, with nearly 12,000 being documented by the National Human Rights Commission (AHRC) in a 13-year period. Lastly, in Sri Lanka, police officers shot Mr. Sarath Kumarayappa as he was waiting on the road in front of the Lasanagama Buddhist temple at Megalawa Police Division. He was then taken to hospital. No investigation has yet been carried into the shooting, although the police claim they were in the process of arresting Sarath. That is all for this episode of Just Asia. For more on these and other issues, please visit www.humanrights.asia or www.alrc.asia/justasia. Thank you for watching and see you next week.